beef short ribs on the Oklahoma Joe smoker. Up next. Hey, Casket here. What's going on? I hope everyone's doing well. Listen, today's a great day. I have 8 pounds of beef short ribs on the Oklahoma Joe smoker. They've already been on there for about 3 hours. So these beef ribs are from Sam's Club, and I'm using apple to smoke with. And in about an hour or two, I'm going to be putting them in a very simple beef broth and red wine bath. This is going to be an awesome recipe. It's super simple, and you got to try it. So stick with me. Check this out. Okay, so I have 2 packs of beef rib short ribs. This is USDA Choice Angus. This is 8 pounds of beef ribs. And man, do they look meaty or what? I'm lucky I'm here in southeastern Michigan, so I have a great selection of butcher shops in the area, including the famous Eastern Market in downtown Detroit. But we're going to trim these up and season them. It's the evening before. Tomorrow morning we're going to put them on the smoker. Okay, so I've begun trimming these up here, and if there's any silver skin on there, you want to make sure you remove that. Actually, you can see some of the silver skin right there, so I need to go down a little bit more to remove that. The silver skin will not render, and it'll end up being tough and just not desirable when you bite into your ribs. So make sure you remove the silver skin. You can easily see it. It's right there. You can see I've got my knife right underneath it there. So we're going to remove that, and we're going to do it for all. I have 12 very large short ribs, so we're going to be eating good tomorrow. So we'll trim these up and season them, leave them in the refrigerator overnight, and they'll be ready tomorrow. Okay, so we got them all trimmed up, and we've got the silver skin removed from all of the pieces. And look at the beautiful marbling in this meat. And these things are massive. Look at the size of that short rib. Just phenomenal. So I'm going to season them up. I have some SBG here. This is just kosher salt, some fresh cracked pepper, black pepper, some garlic, and a little bit of onion powder. So we're going to just season those up lightly. Let them sit in the refrigerator overnight. I'll probably put a little bit more seasoning on them in the morning. If you want to use a brisket rub, or if you have a favorite rub that you like to use, feel free to do so. It's going to turn out phenomenal whatever you do. I'm keeping it simple. They're beef ribs, so you don't have to get too inventive when it comes to adding flavors and try to enhancing the beef. Just an awesome flavor alone. So we're going to do that up and put them in the fridge, and on the smoker tomorrow morning we will go. Okay, a little bit of seasoning. Like I said, I'm going to keep it light. So the ribs were in the refrigerator overnight, and if you remember, I lightly seasoned them last night. Took them out. I'm going to coat them all with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to re-season them with my SBG, and then the Oklahoma Joe is coming up to temperature. It's at about 240 degrees right now, and we're going to put these on very shortly. Okay, let's put the short ribs in the pit. In about an hour or so, I'm going to start spritzing with some apple juice and apple cider. I do have a water pan over here. Okay, as I said, I'm burning that apple wood, and I've got a beautiful blue smoke. It's just right. It's holding tight at 250 degrees. Right on target. The spritz, super simple. Equal parts of apple juice and apple cider vinegar. Okay, it's been a little over an hour. Let's do a little spritzing. I'm going to put the bath together, and that's going to consist of 2 cups of beef broth, a 1/4 cup of, what's this here, sauce? Worcestershire sauce. We're going to do 2 cups of red wine. This happens to be what I have on hand today. I'm going to do a 1/4 cup, maybe a little bit less than a 1/4 cup of the dry rub, a 1/4 cup of butter, and we're going to chop up some vegetables. I just had some carrots and some potatoes and an onion laying around, so I thought it'd be a great idea to throw that in there as well. And so after about 3 hours, we're going to transfer the short ribs into that bath. All right, let's throw some vegetables into the pan. We're just going to cut this up here. Throw some of the SPG in there. Do about 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter. Here's a 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. 2 cups of beef broth. Maybe a little bit more. And a couple of cups of red wine. Pit temperature is running about 225 degrees. And that bath is now in here. I want to bring that up to temperature and get that nice and warm. I don't want to put hot meat into a cold bath. So that's coming up, and right quick while I have this open, I'm going to show you. Look at the pullback. Look at the pullback on those beef ribs. Wow. That's sensational. Nice. Be sure that every so often you rotate these ribs so they don't burn. You want them to cook evenly as possible, so I've rotated them maybe about probably 3 times, and just keep them moving. Okay, so they've been on for about 3.5 hours, and I'm just doing a temperature check, and I'm getting 168 degrees. Not there yet. We want to get to about 205 before we pull them, but in about another probably 30 minutes or so, we're going to transfer them over to the bath here. We are at the 4-hour mark. Let's move the ribs into the bath. The temperature right now, I just checked, is about 170 degrees, so we got about 35 degrees more to go. So we're going to go ahead and move these into our beef broth red wine bath. Look at that, bones falling right off. But they need to go a little bit longer. So I'm going to slide these over more towards the heat source. And make sure they're covered up. That's it. Okay, 5-hour mark, 189. About 10-15 degrees more to go. Quick temperature check. This is the 6-hour mark, and we're at 195 degrees. So we've got about another 10 degrees to go. Almost there. Okay, 6.5-hour mark. Finally, we tipped 200. I'm about ready to pull these. I'm tired of waiting and I'm hungry. Okay, 7 hours. I've taken several readings with the digital thermometer, and I've gotten about 203 degrees in the meat, so we're ready to pull. Let's check it out. Okay, let's take a look and see what we have. And there they are. We're going to plate these up, and then we will, falling off the bone, we will take a look at them and see what is going on. Okay, let's cut into one and see what we got here. Very nice, very nice. Well, it's definitely tender. All right, let's take a look. Nice smoke ring. Very nice. They are very tender, that's for sure. All right, moment of truth. Let's do here one. Let's try one here. Oh my gosh. Excellent. So it really is important to get over 200 degrees. And just probing it with the thermometer, I could tell the difference between 190, 195, and 205. Big difference. Make sure you meet your temperature. At least 201 to 202, 205 is perfect. These are very tender. They've got a great flavor. They're simple. Like I said, you don't have to overpower beef with any kind of exotic rub. Just salt, pepper, garlic, and some onion powder is plenty. Excellent. Very, very flavorful. That's a very flavorful piece of meat right there. So check this out. Like I said, it was very simple. Follow my recipe. You can adjust it however you want. You can even use your own rub if you like. Whatever you want to do, I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. So beef short ribs, that's the way to go. See you next time. Man, excellent.